Boker Tov Mishpachim. I am coming to you with a reading from the Lubavitcher Rebbe's, Rebbe Menachem Mendel Schneerson, his Likutei Sichos. It is his talks, his anthology of talks. And we are in the Torah portion, new Torah portion of Vayishlach, in the book of Bereishit, Genesis. And I will begin. I'm just going to read a portion of this, not the whole portion of Vayishlach of this, but I'll try to read the whole thing, the remainder of it, before next week's new Torah portion, so you guys can have it and watch it. All right, this is Vayishlach. Let us begin. On the verse, I have sojourned, Garti, with Laban. Rashi comments, the word Garti has the numerical value of triag, of 613, implying that, though I have sojourned with the wicked Laban, I have observed the 613 mitzvot. But this raises some questions. A, what relationship is there between this interpretation, this drash, of I have observed the triag, the 613 mitzvot, a term made up of the same letters as Garti, mitzvot, and the plain sense pshat of Garti, which is an idiom of ger, stranger or alien, and thus refers to a stranger's sojourn. B, what purpose was there in informing Esau that I have observed the 613 mitzvot? And C, what is the instruction relevant to us? I have sojourned with Laban means that all aspects of Laban, all the physical objects of oxen, donkeys, flocks, and manservants and handmaids, were to Jacob no more than Garti, something alien and strange. They were not his true self. His true home was the soul and the aspect of Torah and mitzvot. All material things were no more than gerut, a sojourn of a stranger. Thus, later in the Sidra, we are told that he built for himself a house and made booths for his cattle. For himself, for his true being, the soul and its concerns, he built a house, a permanent dwelling place. For his cattle, that is, for the material objects, which are something supplementary, acquired, he made booths, a temporary dwelling place. For the soul per se, and especially the soul on high, as it is before descending to be vested in a physical body, has no need for cattle. In fact, the soul has no point of contact with it, and material objects are acquired only when she descends to this world. The Rebbe, my father-in-law, once quoted a saying of the Maggid of Mezrich, at home it is different. At home one does need everything. On a journey, however, it does not matter if the transitory dwelling and furniture are not so beautiful, and after all, he is on a journey. We can now understand the relationship between the plain sense of the text and its interpretation. Jacob sojourned with Laban, Garti, because for him material objects were alien, on a plane of gerut. Thus, they did not disturb or obstruct his spiritual life, and he was able to achieve. I have observed the 613 mitzvot, triag mitzvot. Moreover, by keeping the material concerns in a state of gerut, alienness, Jacob assured not only that they would not interfere with the spiritual life, but also that a dimension of spirituality would be infused even into matter, transforming that matter into something spiritual and holy. Thus, the passage concludes, and I have, literally, there is to me, oxen and donkeys, flocks and manservants and handmaids. All these came to be, to me, subordinated to the very essence, spirit of Jacob. The Midrash comments on this particular text. Chamor, donkey, refers to the royal Messiah, of whom it is said, lowly and riding upon a donkey. The coming of Messiah is contingent upon the avodah of birurim, the service of tikkun, of refinement. That is, when every Jew purifies his body, his animal soul, and his part in this world, utilizing them for holy purposes, he will bring about the manifestations promised for the future era. This concept is indicated in the sequence of the verses. I have sojourned with Laban, and I have oxen and donkeys, as Jacob regarded physical objects on a plain of Gerut, and used them as instruments for God's purposes, taking the word garti literally, that God's presence dwell in them. He was ready and prepared for the Messiah, and I have chamor refers to the royal Messiah. That is why he sent messengers to Esau to tell him that he had completed all his birurim, his rectification, his refinement, and was ready for the Messiah. Jacob expected that Esau had completed his own birurim as well, and that even on the part of Esau, the redemption was not possible. The messengers, however, answered that, we came to your brother, to Esau. As far as you are concerned, he is already your brother. You are ready for the redemption. But he, on his part, still is Esau. He is still prior to Birur, and thus the redemption is not yet possible. The Torah and its instructions are everlasting, relevant to every Jew in all times and places. The lesson of the above is as follows. Every Jew must realize that although his environment, the world, may hardly be ready for the redemption because it has not yet been purified and refined, nonetheless, he, on his part, must still prepare himself and everything related to him, flocks and manservants and handmaids, for the complete redemption. This preparation is by means of, I have sojourned with Laban, the realization that all of this world is no more than Garti. I am a stranger, a ger, on the earth. No matter what the duration of a person's life, whether 70 years or even by reason of strength 80 years, or his days shall be 120 years, these years are no more than Garti, a stranger's temporary sojourn. From this perspective, the physical is not in conflict with the spiritual. In fact, this attitude will result in having oxen and donkeys, flocks and manservants and handmaids, prosperity even in the physical sense. By preparing himself in all his affairs for the redemption, he affects the whole world in like manner. For as the world is evenly balanced, one good deed on his part will turn the scale in favor of the whole world and bring about the redemption throughout the world. Maimonides thus rules, when Israel will do teshuvah, return to God, they will be redeemed, miyad, immediately. And the Alter Rebbe adds, tekef, miyad, at once. Thus it follows that regardless of the world's condition, one can, by means of teshuvah, repentance, effect the personal redemption as well as the general redemption for the entire world. Divine providence governs all particulars. The redemption of the Alter Rebbe and Chassidut on Yud Tet Kislev 55-59 occurred in the week following the Parsha of Vayishlach, which contains the lesson mentioned. Chassidut confers upon every individual the strength not to be deterred by deplorable conditions of the world around him, but to personally experience the avoid of the service of I have sojourned, Garti, with Laban, thus attaining and I have chamor, a donkey, the royal Messiah. Chassidut is a preparation, an instrument for the manifestation of the Messiah, for the fulfillment of let your springs be dispersed abroad, brings about that the Master, the Messiah, shall come speedily in our own days. And that is the reading that I will do, and I will finish here. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful new week. Shavua Tov and Boker Tov. All right. Bye.